I'm ready, Caitlin, for you
Yep, I'm ready.
to let some folks in. Okay, here we go. Yay! Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. You are welcome to introduce yourselves in the chat, share with us where you're coming from. We're going to give everyone a few moments just to make their way in. Excited. Okay. Welcome, everyone. We're going to get ready to get started. I love when folks put their cameras on, though it's not required, but it's nice to see everyone's faces. Hello. Okay. We're going to get ready to get started then. Okay, for those familiar faces here, hello again. For those new faces, welcome. My name is Kendall Lee. I am the program administrator of the Maryland Emergency Preparedness Network, otherwise known as the EPN. The EPN is an emergency preparedness communications network operated by the Maryland National Capital Home Care Association, often referred to as MNCA, in partnership with the Office of Preparedness and Response within our state health department, which we often refer to as OP&R. We provide emergency preparedness education, training, and resources to home and community-based care providers, patients, and their caregivers. This morning, or this afternoon rather, I'd like to extend my gratitude to Executive Director Caitlin Hauk of MNCA, who's with us on the call today, and the staff at OP&R for their ongoing support. Your invaluable partnership makes this work not only possible, but powerful. So we thank you for joining us today. The EPN is so excited to connect you with such an important community partner, Baltimore City's 311 service. While 311 is not for emergencies, knowing how and when to use this service is a key part of preparedness. And so we're committed to helping our Charm City residents out there become Baltimore strong when it comes to emergencies by introducing you to 311 in today's presentation. Before we dive in and explore their valuable services, let's cover just a few housekeeping tips. So today, for the recording, you'll be happy to learn that today's webinar will be recorded. You can expect to receive both the link to the recording to today's event in an email, but additionally, it will be made publicly available both on our website and our YouTube channel. As for the audio and camera portion of today's presentation, you will have complete control over your microphone and your own camera settings. We kindly request that participants remain muted when speakers are presenting, but we do encourage active participation by coming on and inviting you to unmute during those interactive portions of today's presentation. Additionally, attendees are warmly invited to activate their cameras and connect with us today, though it is not required. As for the Q&A, we encourage and welcome questions, so you can submit them in the chat box, which I will be monitoring, and they will be addressed at the end of today's presentation. Finally, and last but not least, we've saved the best for last. We are thrilled to welcome our guest from Baltimore City's 311. Joining us today is the Dream Team, which includes Nikki Cooper and Tennille Gilliam. Nikki is known as the Connection Guru. She is an operations specialist and community engagement liaison. Nikki manages 311 social media channels and websites, ensuring that Baltimore residents not only stay informed, but connected. She also leads community workshops to strengthen relationships within the city and promote engagement. Now, let me introduce you to Tennille. Tennille is known as the warm voice on the line. She has a long-standing history here with 311. She is a call center agent, but she's also a community engagement liaison as well. Tennille supports residents by providing them with essential information, handling non-emergency service requests, and connecting them to city resources. So join us today in welcoming Nikki and Tennille, and let's dive in and learn how they will share with us why adding 311 to your preparedness toolkit will build an even stronger and more connected Baltimore. Nikki and Tennille, the floor is yours.
Great. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Tennille and I are very excited today to teach you guys all the ins and outs of Baltimore City 311. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead, we're going to run through the PowerPoint presentation, and then we're going to do some questions at the end, and we'll go ahead and get started. So just a thumbs up when you can see my screen, Tennille or Kendall. If you don't mind.
You're on. We're good.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're going to hop right into it. Baltimore City 311. I know a lot of people, some people use the system. Some people may not know what it is, what we do, what the function is. And that's what we're here for today. We're going to talk about who we are, the 311 process, which city agencies 311s assist, and new innovations. And of course, we're going to also get into our social media so that you can kind of follow us from there. 311 call center, who are we? We are the Baltimore City call center. We serve as the voice of Baltimore while building and strengthening relationships with community and partnering agencies. That's our mission, and along with our mission are our core values. That includes customer-driven, attention, resolution, and excellence. We build strong relationships that are considerably trustworthy. We provide support, cultivate an environment of inclusion, commitment to professionalism, maintain confidence, maintain the confidence of other customers. We are also, jump to the other page. We are also a reliable source. We have active listeners, provide effective communication. We are respectful and empathetic and engaging and approachable. All right, what is 311? When a lot of times when you call 311, you want to know, okay, what can we do? How do we serve the citizens of Baltimore? 311 is a one-stop shop and the best way to the alert city for all of your questions or non-emergent or issues that are non-emergency only. Every single call gets responded to. Our call center is open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Our attendants are available after hours to receive requests for emergency water and sewer issues only. Our call center agents are locally based and the City of Baltimore employees. And a lot of people, you may or may not know that if you are in the city, you can dial 311 from your mobile phone. If you are outside of the city, we have a 10-digit number, 443-263-220 that you can dial, but it's only for city non-emergency issues only. So if you're in Baltimore County, but you want to report something that's happened in the city, that's when you would dial that number. So please make note of our 10-digit number as well. All right, 311 service request process. A lot of times when people call, we get always the the issue of, well, 311 didn't come and fill our pothole, or put the stop sign back up that fell down, or didn't pick up our trash. I cannot stress this anymore, that 311 is a call center hub only. We deliver the service requests, okay? So when you call us, Step one would be for you to submit a service request by dialing 311 or submitting online or through the 311 mobile app. And may I also add, the 311 mobile app is very easy. You can upload photos, videos, documentation. There's a couple questions and you hit submit and it's done. You can do all of that from your fingertips, or you can go online as well. But if not, you can always dial into 311 to submit your requests. Step two, 311 agent receives the request and we deliver to the corresponding city agency. So if there's a problem with your trash, we're delivering that request to the Department of of solid waste. If there's an issue with a stop sign that fell down, a traffic light, that's going to Department of Transportation and so forth. So I say that to say each one of your requests is going to a specific agency. Step 3, request is dispatched to investigator for follow-up and resolution. So once your request has been sent to the agency, we do have an investigator who actually goes out, looks at the photos you've uploaded, they look at the address you provided to come up with their findings, and they provide a resolution. Step 4, after the complaint is resolved, the investigator will provide details of the findings and close the request. I also want to add that 311 is not providing the resolution timeframes. Those timeframes come directly from the corresponding agency. So you may see that, for a trash pickup, it may take 1 to 2 days. And then you may see where it may be a traffic calming request. That may take 2 weeks. All of that depends on the agency and the amount of time they allow for resolution. If for any reason that you still see that your case is open, it's been a few weeks now, and you saw that your resolution time has passed, please give us a call, send us a message on social media and say, hey, I haven't heard anything. My request is still outstanding. Nobody has come out. Please, we would love to help and find out what's going on. Step 5, citizen will receive an automated email with an update status for the complaint. If you check your email, it will give you an update whether or not it's still open, pending, or if it is closed. So please check your email. All right, we have the top 7 agency service requests. And of course, number 1, Department of Public Works. And the reason why Department of Public Works is because they cover so much that happens in the city, whether it's a sewer line, a water main break, all of those things DPW handles, whether it's graffiti on the wall that needs to be taken off, or whatever the case may be, picking up trash, and the trash was missed, collection was missed, and they need to come back. DPW handles all of those requests. In addition, we have DOT. Again, as I mentioned before, sometimes we get community requests where they may request traffic calming in the area. The flow of traffic is too fast. You want to see about getting speed humps, in your community. Or there's a traffic light that went out and you want to see about getting that fixed, or a stop sign, or maybe there is a stop sign that needs to be placed, but is it currently there? That request will then go to DOT. Of course, following up, we have the Baltimore City Health Department. So those are for reports, let's just say a local restaurant, you see unsanitary conditions. Those are the things that you want to complain to the Baltimore City Department of Health. In addition to Department of Health, we also have the Baltimore Development of Community Development, Housing and Community Development, I'm sorry. And they handle things such as vacant properties that you may see in the area. So if you see a vacant property and the boards are off the doors or the windows, and you see people going in and out, give us a call so we can report that and get those boards back up and secure the property. Also, if you see a vacant property and it's falling down, definitely give us a call, because that's definitely a safety issue, and we want to have that inspected as soon as possible. Following, we have the Department of Recreation and Parks. They handle our parks and our events and our aquatic centers. So let's just say, the bathrooms weren't open during regular hours of operations at the pool. You want to report that, give us a call. Graffiti, or let's just say the swing set is damaged, or the slide, or any of the playground equipment has been damaged. You want to give us a call so that we can report that to Department of Rec and Parks. We also have the parking authority. So if you are a resident and you own a property, and let's just say someone is blocking you in your driveway, or they're parking your driveway, or you own a business and someone is parked in an area where they should not be parked, give us a call or submit the request so that the parking authority can come out and give citations. Finally, last but not least, we have the police department coming in at number 7. And this is for non-emergency police issues. So let's just say, there's a noise complaint, or there's loitering and things like that. The police department would be able to come out and handle those non-emergency police issues only. And again, there's a whole slew of other departments, Department of Forestry and others that are underneath the city that we handle requests to as well. But these are just the top 7. All right, 311 is very excited. We have new innovations that are coming soon. Of course, we have the chatbot. Some of you may be familiar if you visit, some other websites where if it's after hours and you're looking for some information, there's like a little chatbot that pops up and it'll say, what's your question? You can type it in and it will give you information on what you're looking for. You put, hey, I want to report a sanitation issue. It's going to provide the link so that you can click it and you'll be easily accessible online after hours. We also have the multi-language option for the web portal and the mobile app, which is coming soon, actually. So this is going to be a function that we're really excited about, where from your mobile app and the web, you can switch the language. It'll first be, we'll be releasing Spanish. So you'll be able to read everything in Spanish for the first release. We are planning to have additional languages added to the mobile and web app. So we're really, really, really excited about that. So if you haven't downloaded the app, please do the 311 mobile app or the website. So we're really excited about that one. Of course, new system configurations will provide field workers with the capacity to capability to update service requests in real time. So this basically, let's just say from your app, you see that your service request went out, an investigator is out, and they can in real time update you as to what's going on. Oh, the car has moved, trash has been picked up, photos have been taken, we'll close the case, and you can actually see this from your fingertips. So you're not wondering, okay, what's going on? Or I don't have to call or figure out what's going on with my case. So that is still to come. Of course, close mean close will provide accurate updates and resolution statuses to citizens. So to your email, we will be able to provide updates as well. So those are some of the new innovations that are underway. Of course, follow us on our Bolt 311 on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. We also have a Reddit account as well. So of course, Kendall will be popping those handles in the chat if you want to follow us on there. And that's the end of our presentation. We're going to go ahead and take some questions and, start there.
Does anyone have any questions? Let's check the chat and see. This is so helpful. I actually have a question. Nikki, could you speak to, again, Baltimore City 311 is a Baltimore City service, but there are some services that they support with Baltimore County. And for those that may live in Baltimore County on this call or will receive or see this recording of this presentation, I just wanted to make sure that they understood, again, just the difference between what 311 can do for the county versus the city.
I can actually answer that question for you.
Thanks.
No problem. So we only take water calls for Baltimore County, which helps to describe as your drinking water. If you see water leaking from the street, if you have no water in your house, water in your basement, as long as it's dealing with fresh drinking water, clear water, we handle that for Baltimore County. Baltimore County has a 311 phone number. It's not 311, but their number is 410-887-0311. That's Baltimore County's 311 for anything else other than water.
I can put that in the chat. Would you mind reading that off just one more time?
Sure. 410-887-0311.
This is Baltimore County, correct?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
311 line. Thank you so much, Tennille, for sharing that. It's very helpful. We have another question in the chat where someone asked, can you talk more about the 311 chat bot? Okay.
Yeah, sure. So sometimes you see on websites where it may be after hours, or even if it's during regular business hours, there's like a small little chat box, like a square, and it may be like this icon, and it may say, how may we help you? type in your question, and what the chat bot will do, it will take you to kind of like to the website where you can find your answer. So if you have a question on, whether it's a service request or hours of operation, type it in and the chat bot will respond to you automatically. So that's just in case, it's after hours, it's after 10 p.m. and you have a question and you just want to go on there and get a quick answer. They can respond to you that way. That's all it is.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I'm like, while we're all here, does anyone else have any more questions for our lovely speakers? I think everything that you shared, you did so thoroughly, and this was so helpful. And I appreciate just the visual aids of the presentation as well. That makes everything so easy to understand. Because I think with preparedness or with preparedness education, the concepts can be large and daunting sometimes, and it can create some confusion on when to call 311 versus 911 and these other services. But I think you painted a picture today that was so very clear for everybody listening, and I'm very grateful for that. Okay, it looks like we don't have any more questions at this time, but okay, we do. Just as I said that, is there any information about the Spanish 311 version? This is from Selena, thank you, or more languages?
Yeah, so before I jump into the Spanish mobile app, I also want to add that we do have a multi-language line. So if you
Great.
do speak another language, you can call 311 and they can connect you with someone who can help you that speaks your language to process your service requests. So that's just FYI outside of the mobile app.
That's
With the,
great.
Yeah, it's awesome. We work with the mayor's office with providing a third-party service that can help us with assisting those who speak other languages. And there's a whole slew of languages, by the way. So please don't hesitate to call us, even if you speak another language, whether you're a business owner or resident, please give us a call.
That's
In
great. Oh,
addition,
we have
Mhm.
another. Keep going.
In addition to the mobile app, so the mobile app, we in the process of being released soon. We do not have a date as of just yet, but it will be released soon. And with the mobile app, there is a toggle where you can switch from English to Spanish. And everything will come up Spanish, whether it's your email confirmation, information, status updates, everything will be in Spanish. If you still want to upload pictures and videos, you can do that from your mobile phone, or you can go online. There's also going to be a toggle there where you can switch from English to Spanish. And again, Spanish is our first language, but we do have others coming: French, Chinese, Mandarin.
Yes.
So it's going to be a whole slew of different languages. But again, it's going to take some time. We are still working on some things. So, just be a little patient with us and we'll get that out soon. And it should be we're looking forward to it. Very successful.
Yes. There's a question that's directed specifically to me.
Mhm.
First name, I believe it's Nasserin. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. I will reach out to you directly to chat with you more about these sort of events and which one the EPN does in person. But we have another question coming from Hannah. Do you have any data on how many people call 311 versus submitting requests using the app?
We do. Now, whether or not we have it on that call, we do not. We do have someone on our team who does the analytics. Unfortunately, I do not have that information. And Sydney, I don't know if you have that information that's accessible. But we do have someone who actually does the numbers for 311 that can kind of tell you that. So let's do this. If you drop your email in the chat, I can look into that and see what our numbers are looking like.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I'm not sure if this is if this is data that you're asking for the month or just for the year, but we can maybe give you a estimate. And also just keep in mind, I just thought about it. So I do manage the social media. And if you follow us, every month I post the calls received,
Yes, I've seen that. I
Uh,
follow you guys.
I
We
just
follow
thought
you.
about
And
it.
I'm like, you do a great job.
I was
Anyway,
gonna say that it's on social media.
I just thought about it. If you go on
Yes.
our social media, every month it's the tracking. So I
how many
um
calls and what they
the
were about.
calls, the
Mm-hmm.
web, and the mobile app, and you can kind of see from
Love
there.
that.
And it's
Actually,
mostly the top ones. Mostly the top ones. It's not every day, but it's every so often it's on there. So just go follow us on the social media.
And I love
Yep.
that. And I love that transparency. I'm like, great question, but I'm like, you are
Yes.
already putting that information out there and we can follow up with Hannah. Hannah actually asked another question. In what other ways is the app being revised besides the chatbot and the language options? Ooh, all these questions are coming in. I'm like, oh, people are
So
thinking
yeah,
this
so
afternoon.
yeah, with the app now we have push notifications as well. So you can get a notification every time there's an update, something has been done on the other side, you'll get a notification. In
Okay.
addition to that, of course, I mentioned the photo uploads, the video uploads, documentation uploads. You can also pinpoint your location. So I know I'm an iPhone user, but with iPhone, if you have your location services on, it can pinpoint where you are, so you don't have to worry about typing in the address and everything. Um, but outside of that, I believe that's it for right now. But it's going to be a great tool. I hope that answered your question as far as the mobile app.
Yes, we have two other questions from two other folks. So thank you.
Oh,
Hannah for those two questions.
oh.
If we have some time, Rosalind had asked, is there a way to give feedback about the app?
As far as usability, we can definitely get, now keep in mind, we have been kind of testing this. We've had focus groups thus far. We've also been working with the mayor's office and testing this. So the feedback we've been receiving internally, whether or not that is going to be published, for the public, I seriously doubt it. But if you have any feedback, there is going to be in your mobile app a survey that you can complete. If you've experienced any issues and things like that, you can complete that survey. And also with your email, that when you submit a service request and it says like, how would you rate it? Are there any recommendations and things like that? You can also put that in your feedback in your email so that we can know how the 311 mobile app is doing.
Okay. And then these are our final two questions before we wrap today.
Mhm.
The last two, first name, I believe it's Jacqueline. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for your question. What is the reason for some features of the app taking you to the web version? And will that be changing? So it kind of sounds like they're saying some things are handled directly in the app, and then some things on the app take you to the web. Is
To
that?
the website. Yeah. So I guess the question is he having an issue with it redirecting them to the website, or are they wondering, is it just going to be all housed within the mobile app? Is that the question?
Jacqueline, you're welcome to come off mute if you're with us still on the line to clarify your question.
Yes. Hello, and thank
Hello.
you for giving me the chance to ask. Yes.
Sure.
So so there's features in the app, and basically some of the features it takes you outside the app. I was wondering, will that be
Mhm.
changing? Like, will some of the features be put in the app instead of
Mhm.
taking you to the web version?
I am not sure. Let me look into that to see if that's something that's going to be added. Um, has that been an issue for you, or do you think it'll be better for the app just to kind of just stay within the app and not outside?
Yes. Yeah. I think yeah, it would be better if like the features
Okay.
were within the app.
Well, that would be great for feedback, and thank you so much for suggesting that. Because as we start to release, we are looking for recommendations to help improve. So is that one thing that maybe something that you're looking to see change? I can definitely note it and see if that's feasible.
Right. Thank you.
Sure.
And this is our last question. So the Spanish or other language, did you do direct translation of the English version, or did you do localization as well. Again, I'm also open to again, please help me if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Nasserin. You're welcome to come off mute if you want to clarify that question that you've posed in the chat. If you're still with us today, which you are, yes, welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, my question is that the Spanish, since it's a toggle, is just like how are you providing the Spanish version? Is it the direct translation of the English version, or because some of the translation from English to other language doesn't go well? I'm wondering if it's a direct translation, would it be useful or helpful for the Spanish or other language speaking people?
Okay.
Well,
Okay. I'm sorry. Are you asking, with the translation, is it going to be readable for those who speak Spanish? Like, are you saying, like, I guess, who's our resource?
No, not readable. Like I'm asking, like, for example, waste management, right? I'm just bringing example.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime translation, like English, like direct translation doesn't convey the message for the people.
okay.
So that's where the localization come. Probably like, I don't know, like what technology did you guys just like doing direct translation, or you actually took a Spanish version as a
Yes.
different project and did
Yes.
actually test with the Spanish speaking people?
Yes, and we've also tested it with people who speak the Spanish language. So we have our office, in our mayor's office, we work with the Immigrant Affairs, and we have Spanish speakers who help us with the translation of the app. In addition to, we also had a Spanish focus group where they were able to provide feedback on the language, how it was written, and so forth, to make sure that it is readable for those who speak the Spanish language. Tennille, I think you wanted to add something?
Yes, just keep
Sorry.
in mind as well, no problem. Just keep in mind as well, you can always call into 311 and we can actually call over to our Spanish speaking line and get you a direct person to speak with right now. Like when it's, when the situation is happening that you want to report it, you can always give a call in and we'll, whatever language, that you need, we'll be able to get someone directly on the line right then to speak with you so that we can help you.
Does that answer your question? I hope it does.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. So I didn't want you to think we just used some app and it was just like, oh, we're going to convert everything to Spanish. No, we've actually used real people who have actually tweaked this thing, 1,000 times to make sure that it is readable. So you shouldn't have any issues.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you, everyone. We're going to prepare to wrap for today. Over the lunch hour, this webinar was much food for thought, and it sounds like everybody came very curious and an appetite to learn and came with such wonderful questions. So thank you so very much. Again, I'm going to prepare to wrap up today. And so with that being said, I want to thank our speakers, Nikki and Tennille, for putting together such an informative presentation. We are so appreciative of the time and care that you put into sharing this important information with us and truly coming prepared and open and willing and able to connect with our audience and answer all the questions that you did. So thank you. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each of you in our audience today. We have some new faces, and so I've put the EPN's contact information in the chat, which includes our email as well as our website. And so you're more than welcome, and we encourage you to connect directly with us. So thank you for your presence and participation. It makes our work here so meaningful. If you have any further questions or need additional resources, again, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself at the email and the chat. But additionally, the contact information of our speakers that they've graciously provided, I've popped in the chat as well. And you will be receiving an email with their contact information also following today's presentation. So again, we look forward to sending you the presentation materials, which will include a copy of this recording and some additional supportive resources that these two lovely ladies have provided with us. So thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. You have
It's
a
been a
wonderful
joy.
day, everyone. Have a
Thank
good
you so
one. Bye-bye.
much. Bye. Bye, Rosalind. She said bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you all. I'm like, you did an amazing job. You did so good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. The questions were great.